going on, everyone? So I'm doing the Texas A&M Aggies schedule prediction for this upcoming season. The Texas A&M Aggies are led by head coach Jimbo Fisher. So the Texas A&M offense brings back two of their best playmakers from the previous year, Anaya Smith, their big play wide receiver, and their running back, Devon Achane, one of the better running backs in the entire country. So the Texas A&M offense is going to, get some great contribution from them, but there's still a big unknown about the Texas A&M offense of who will be their signal caller. They have three quarterbacks that they can choose from. They got Haynes King, they got the transfer from LSU, Max Johnson, and then they got another guy, Connor Wegman. I believe he was a 5-star quarterback coming out of high school. So they got three quarterbacks they can choose from. So it's going to be interesting who Texas A&M chooses, knowing Jimbo Fisher. If there's a tie between a lot of them, I think Jimbo will go Max Johnson. He's got familiarity in the SEC. But as of right now, the depth chart has Haynes King, the starter for the Texas A&M offense. But without further ado, let's get into this schedule prediction. So the first 2 weeks for Texas A&M, they play Sam Houston State and Appalachian State. I'm not going to go too much into detail about that. Yeah, Texas A&M is going to start 2-0 the first two games. But the Texas A&M schedule gets a little tougher on September 17th when they play the Miami Hurricanes. Now, they play the Miami Hurricanes in College Station. Miami's going to be pretty tough this year. I think this is going to be a great game between these two teams. But ultimately, I think Texas A&M squeaks out a close victory because they are at home, and this is also a night game. But it's going to be a great game, a tough game for both of these teams entering the 2022 season. And then after that, the Texas A&M Aggies play Arkansas on September 24th. But the Texas A&M Aggies beat the Arkansas Razorbacks on September 24th, makes their record 4-0. Now the following week, the Texas A&M Aggies play at Mississippi State. Listen, I've talked about Mike Leach. He loves to throw the ball around all over the place, but I don't think even Texas A&M, I think they're going to be young on the defensive side, but I don't believe they're going to struggle too much with Mississippi State. So they're going to get the victory on October 1st. So that makes their record 5-0 entering the October 8th week when they play the Alabama Crimson Tide. So Texas A&M and Alabama. Everyone knows about Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban, the whole debacle. And Nick Saban called out Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher said he's done with Nick Saban. But this is going to be a game that everyone circled. And I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a close game. I believe Alabama wins a close one. That's going to be their first loss for Texas A&M. So they start the season out 5-1, entering their bye week. And then after their bye week, they go on the road to play South Carolina. South Carolina has got a new quarterback under center, Spencer Rattler. So Texas A&M is going to go on the road, but I don't believe they're going to struggle too much against South Carolina. They'll get the victory on October 22nd. And then after South Carolina, the Texas A&M Aggies play Ole Miss in College Station. Now, this is a tough one for me. See, I like Lane Kiffin. Yes, he's a jerk, but he's just great TV. But I believe Texas A&M will fall to the Ole Miss Rebels on October 29th, and that gives them their second loss. Now, after Ole Miss, the Texas A&M Aggies stay home, and they play the Florida Gators, my Florida Gators. And if you've already seen my Florida Gator prediction, you already know what I'm going to say. Look, Florida, they got a new head coach. They're going to lack depth all over the place. So Texas A&M is going to get the victory. I think it's going to be a good game, but Texas A&M is going to get the victory at home. Now, after Florida, the Texas A&M Aggies play the Auburn Tigers on the road. Look, if this was any other year, I may, say this is going to be a good game, but they're actually listed as one of the bottom teams in the SEC. Texas A&M's not going to really struggle even on the road against Auburn. And then the following week, they play UMass. I'm not going to go into much about that. They're going to get the victory over UMass. That brings their record to 9-2. So after UMass, the Texas A&M Aggies play the LSU Tigers on November 26th. I don't think the Texas A&M Aggies are going to struggle too much against LSU. It is in College Station, but I believe Texas A&M gets the victory over LSU. That makes Texas A&M schedule prediction, in my opinion, 10-2. But I looked around and DraftKings, I think schedule prediction for the upcoming season for the Texas A&M Aggies is at 8.5. So I have Texas A&M winning 10. I think 9-3, 10-2 is a good mark for Texas A&M this year. And listen, this is just the start. We all know Texas A&M, they're loading up right now. Texas A&M just had a great recruiting class. They had 8 5-star players come join the Texas A&M Aggies. So, Texas A&M for the future, I think it looks great. But with my prediction of Texas A&M going 10-2, I think that's a big jump from the following year when they went 8-4. It really depends on their quarterback position of who they choose. They have 3 quarterbacks to choose from, and they're loaded at the quarterback position. So it'll be interesting to see where they go. But hey, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with this? Do you think Texas A&M can lose more? Do you think they'll actually win more? But let me know in the comments what you think. But I appreciate everyone watching my channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great one.